where the campfire light meets the dark of night. Mysterious creatures move in the shadows. To some, they remain the subjects of folklore, but those who have encountered them know they are real.
Hey everybody, we're heading down to Virginia Beach today, and it's kind of an odd case for Virginia Beach because you don't typically hear of Bigfoot or cryptids in this area.
Nope, you don't.
But this is quite an event that happened. To just make a long story short, this lady heard something walking across the roof of her house. She said it sounded like it was 300 pounds, had a huge stride. The gutter was messed up on her house, like something had climbed up on top of it. One of the neighbors saw this big hairy creature wandering into the woods because they live near woods near a military base. And there was also this strange bird that was seen down there that could potentially be a thunderbird. So we're going to go down there. It's near a military base, and we're going to go wander around these woods outside of the military base with a few loaded guns, a parabolic dish, and some binoculars, and see how that ends.
And a knife. Got to include the knife. Brought the knife, yeah, and some water. But
absolutely.
Now, there have been a lot of sightings of Bigfoot down in the Great Dismal Swamp, which is a little bit further out, but there are a lot of undeveloped tracts of land through Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach is a very widespread, it's a city, but it's very spread out. So there are a lot of sections of woods. This isn't the first time we've heard something about there being a Bigfoot down there. There is a lake down there, and a woman that lives near it had contacted us and told us that she had thought that there was a Bigfoot down by that lake that used to hang out down there. So kind of an interesting thing. And there is this man who wrote this book about Bigfoot, and he had this theory that Bigfoot are actually all over the place. They're not just in places that are extremely remote. And he said that he thinks that they actually come into suburbs far more often than people think they do. And they come, of course, just like regular other kinds of wildlife. They come in search of food. And it makes perfect sense, but they're so good at staying elusive and hiding that most of the time people don't see them. It's only every so often, like this woman with this lake down there, or the recent sighting that occurred in Williamsburg, just outside of the town of Williamsburg, that where one pops up. So kind of an interesting thing. We won't be out there long enough to try to leave an apple or some rocks or something like that for it and return at a later time to see if it took them. But we can at least look for tree structures, and we can look for footprints and things of that nature.
The telltale signs of Bigfoot.
Yeah, giant piles of poop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll have Will kind of tell us, because he's the expert. Will's the poop expert.
Yeah.
So we're going to have him look at any dung that's found out there in the woods, and perhaps tell us if it's human or Bigfoot. Either way, might be scary.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll see. So, these are definitely some pretty dense woods. And I guess we're on the outskirts of First Landing State Park.
Hey guys, that's poison ivy right there, so just be aware of that.
All right. Little poison ivy. Little poison ivy up here. Right here. See, there's 3 leaves.
Where? Right there. Right there.
Oh, wait, which one?
Right there.
Need you to come up here and verify something for me.
Okay, sure.
I just passed a chunk of it.
Yeah, so
Gotta taste it and see what it is first.
Jeez, Jeff, there's a bathroom on.
What do you think? Well,
I don't know, man. It looks pretty fresh.
Will's our poop expert.
Y'all found some poop?
I don't know, Jeff.
Yeah.
Looks kind of human, though.
It does.
Kind of human.
Let me see it. Y'all saw it?
I'm pretty sure it's dog,
No,
but
it definitely, it might be dogs, but it looks kind of human.
so right around here there was a very unusual bird that was seen.
Really high up, kind of where those clouds are, and it circled. I'll take you guys to where it was circling, but it had like its claws were in front of its wings, kind of like a bat. You know how the claws are up here, but the wings go out like that. And it had kind of a long neck. That tree is the picture in my upstairs.
Oh, that's neat. Look at that tree. These are amazing woods though. They really are, just the way these trees grow. I mean, look at it. And imagine walking through here at night. You know,
I don't think I've ever done it.
it's got to be eerie, you know, especially with like a low rolling fog or something like that. You're coming through here at the right time. But yeah, this tree, this is really something. And we can still hear Shore Drive, and Shore Drive perhaps lends to any kind of paranormal activity. Amount of deaths on that road. The death toll, it's like I was saying on the way over here, more people died on that road than I think anywhere on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
They used to have a sign out there that had like the number of deaths, and it was pretty high.
God, it's so sad. My neighbor's daughter and her best friend they rolled a convertible and were decapitated.
Oh.
Oh wow.
The stories out there are terrible.
This area here where the sand is like the perfect place to look for any kind of tracks. So we can stop here for a moment and let's kind of take a look at the ground. Let me show you something. Stop there. Okay, we've got some tracks here, right? And these looks like dog prints, right? See them right here? You can see that a dog came through here, right? See, a pretty good sized dog. Maybe like a, I don't know what breed, but you know, fairly big dog came through here. But this is a good place to see. And I saw something. Look at this right here. There's some dog prints. And there we go. Maybe that's the dog that left the prints. I don't know. Or maybe Bigfoot barks now. Either way, something over there. But yeah, it's pretty cool how you can see the tracks that are left behind here. And look, here's a little tiny one. I don't know if that's even a dog or like a raccoon. I guess there's a little dog maybe.
Yeah, here.
Okay, so we got some more poop. Will, you wanna come over here and check this out, Will?
Yeah, I was thinking of that one earlier. Why is there so much fresh crap out here? Is this like a dog walking spot?
Because people walk their dogs back.
Yeah, it's a good dog walking place. And it looks like have some campfires out here maybe.
Yep.
Blue moon.
Good place for it. But yeah, we just want to make sure you look all around this just to make sure there's nothing odd. Like I said, it is a good place.
So I found, I'll try and find it on my phone, but we had a tree structure here.
Oh, there was a tree like in these woods?
Yeah, but I think probably kids. I mean, I'm not saying that it was.
So I'm going to stop here just for a moment, and I'm going to use this parabolic dish, which is a pretty cool item that we have for these types of cases, for listening out in the woods. And like I said, it probably looks odd standing out here not too far from a military base with this parabolic dish, but guess there's stranger things you could do. It has on the back of it kind of a monocular. And if you look through this, I'm not sure exactly what the zoom is, but it's as good as many binoculars that I have looked through, better than some. But the cool thing about this is as you're looking through this, you can pull the trigger, ooh, and it pops on. It comes on with a popping noise. But when you pull the trigger, you can hear what's coming through from that direction. You can kind of pinpoint it, right? So if we hear a strange sound, if I'm scanning here and I hear a sound, I can stop right there. I can look through here, magnify, see if I see anything. Pretty cool device for anything you want to, even not just for Bigfoot and for cryptids, but also for paranormal investigations involving spirits and such. Anything where you want to really be able to listen. So when I'm listening through this, what am I listening for? There's a chance that Bigfoot could be out during the day, could be moving around out here. I'm listening for any strange sounds in the woods, anything that sounds unusual, and perhaps a direction that I could go in from here. I'm also hearing a lot of birds through this. And if this giant bird, this unidentified bird that was seen out here, I'm sure it makes some kind of a noise. So I'm listening for that. I'm listening to hear if there's just anything out of the ordinary, anything that doesn't sound like the natural wildlife that would be in this area. I gotta try to catch up with somebody here. I know they split off and went two different ways here. But I gotta say, these paths are really cool. It's like we're walking up big dunes, and you come through a little opening in the woods where it's sand. Very nice walk. I mean, they're beautiful woods. Just gotta watch out for those danger noodles too as we're going along here. All right, what do we got? The cypress swamp. Oh man. And that's definitely a area for some odd activity, huh? Now you said these were sand dunes?
This is the old dune line. The ocean used to come up through there.
Oh wow, isn't that amazing?
This would be a good place to put the sound thing on.
Yes. In fact, I'm gonna do that right here.
Look, you can see all down in here there's swamp, and then over in that direction as well. You can see the swamp through the woods there.
And a little trail that just kind of goes up along the side here.
Yeah, pretty sharp slope. It's cool though.
Yeah, beautiful area. So one thing from this point, it's definitely a good listening post. Listening through here, you can't hear it now, it sounds so quiet, but the traffic it's like so overwhelming from the road. But you can definitely hear, which I don't hear right now without it on. You can hear a bunch of birds through this. It sounds like thousands of birds down there. I mean, I hear the occasional one, but wow, it's so quiet without these things on. We're going down. You ready, Will?
I don't know, man.
Come on, I want to get this when we fall.
You want to get me when I fall?
Yeah, we gotta get it on video when we fall. All right. Definitely is steep, but kind of soft packed, so you can kind of dig your foot into the side, which is good. And there's the swamp out there. Or the swamp.
You can do it. Come on. It's all right. I can do it. You can do it.
And the slower that you walk, it's also gonna make you slide back. We hiked Mount Everest.
Yes, that was quite a hike, huh?
That'll be a cool picture. This is a really cool picture.
I didn't miss anybody falling, did I, Will?
No, man, it feels like you're like sinking in the ground. That was weird.
It does, yeah. At least it's a soft fall.
Yeah, exactly that.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. What? Oh no, I hate that. It's all a big one. Imagine like I'm walking on the side of a cliff. With like a wooden seat in between it, and it's been here all my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think like some person made their knees and they're worn.
So are these ones that have died, or are they ones that are still growing?
It's the root to these trees. So these are. Oh, so those are what those are. Like I see them in the.
Oh, it's the root to those?
Yeah, they look like little carrots. Swamps, but it's just
how
got them
squishy
all
this
the way
is.
along there.
Cypress knees.
Yeah, so they come up off the roots of the trees
That's pretty cool.
because they need to, I guess, not being totally submerged, you know?
I'm gonna do a quick listen here. So good place. So it's surrounded as we are by the woods. It's so crazy because I can see cars going right there. I heard a sound. I just wanted to verify that it was coming from the traffic, and from what I could tell, it sounded like passing vehicles, kind of a bunch of bumps in the road. And I recall that when we were coming down here, there's a part where you're coming along the road, it's like boom, 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 boom. And that's what we were hearing. If we turn this around, you can literally see, hold it there for a second, how close the road is to the cypress swamp here. There goes a car by right now. Quite a treacherous point in our walk here, and with hands full, camera in one and this in the other, I don't know how I'm supposed to get up this thing. It's a hollow tree. It's a little ways down. A little bit of a tumble. Hey, Will, what are you doing?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to get up this freaking thing because I can feel myself sliding. Oh, man.
All right, well, so how was that trek?
Oh, I almost died, but you know, we made it.
Yeah, good time, good time. Emily stopped and started.
Literally, where you put your foot down at and it picks it up. It's a giant wolf spider. I mean, it's not really giant.
Oh,
But giant
okay.
to me.
I was thinking danger noodle.
No,
Wolf spider I
baby
can deal with.
tarantula.
It wouldn't be hanging out around here.
With the
Spiders,
danger
yes.
noodle?
Yeah. With all the noise we've been making, they'd be
Yeah.
Oh
gone.
my god, why is this so
They'd be
fat?
running away from us.
That's true. Oh, he's running up behind you.
Do you see that?
That is a
Oh yeah.
big one. He was
It's
waiting.
a big wolf spider.
Literally, where you
Wanna
put
get-
your foot down at. You want to see?
He was just trying to get petted. Yeah, you can hear them all. And oh, I don't mind the gauntlet at all. It's an adventure. But it's crazy that the road, I can't get over how close the road is. You know, you're coming through and you seem like you're so out there, and then there's the road. And
What I'd really like to do is get some waders and just go as far back as possible this way.
like into the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad used to make wood duck boxes, and he would put me in his backpack, and we would walk all the way out there in waders and nail them to trees.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, he did a lot for Ducks Unlimited.
Could you imagine what you would pick up setting trail cameras out here too at night?
Look at the scratches on the tree down there. Like right there.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wonder what that is. Let's see if I get a closer look at it. I wonder, is it some kind of, I don't know, those are pretty those are some pretty intense scratches. Could be a woodpecker. No? I could be wrong, I'm not an expert on that by any means, but like woodpeckers you usually see like a point of impact. You know, this one almost looks like it's scraped off by like an axe or something like that.
What about the other side? Is there anything on the other side?
Take a look here. Yeah, it's pretty deep up in there too. Let me see if I get up and get a closer look at it. Let's see. I mean, that's a pretty deep, but almost from the little chops. It looks like it could actually be. I wonder if they have beavers around here. Okay, coming back from the swamp area. Walking through the woods again. Like I said, they're pretty dense woods, pretty thick woods. Very beautiful. But we're going back to this area where a couple of our members ventured back to when we first got here. And they said there's some artwork on the trees that we kind of want to take a look at here. Okay, what do we got?
So we got some either Chinese or Japanese writing on here. I can't really tell which. But you can see this, which looks a little bit like a pi symbol or something.
It's around
See
the
the
whole
two
tree,
legs there?
actually.
And then
back
you've
here.
got one that's got that vertical stem down the center with a cross, and then it has the little bonk off to the sides.
There's a weird tree right down there where Alex is too.
Oh, I see that. And then on this one, you've got somebody painted what looks like a king, because you've got his crown up there. He's got turquoise blue tennis shoes on.
What's that?
So there's definitely a good bit of artwork back here, as we can see on this tree. Right, the tree just beyond it there has an eye painted on it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is anything paranormal. I'm just saying there's some artwork on the tree, and I want to take a look at it. But look back through there. That tree is very, very colorful, and I wonder if I can hop over this thing without getting got by anything, or maybe go under it. Ooh, that looks like an adventure. So here we are. Quite a job. We got a nail sticking out of the tree here, right here. Okay, and look at that. There's a path right there that I could have come down without crawling under this thing here, but I guess that wouldn't have quite as been as fun. Oh, there's something else here. A post of sorts that looks like it's got some fire to it. Fire set to it at some point. Yeah, a post. Man-made. Yeah. I got something on the back of the tree. It's neat to look at these because it's interesting to see what people draw out here in the woods, paint out here in the woods. And it can also sometimes lend us some kind of clues to what other people have seen. I'm not saying they saw dinosaurs out here by any means, but if you come along a tree that's got a weird bird painted on it and it fits the description that we got of this bird that was seen over here, that would mean that other people are seeing it, which is pretty cool.
Hold on,
so
what? A tree that has that same symbol?
No, I was saying if we did, like, it's neat to look at these, because if you do find one that has...
So is it possible, I've seen this in movies where people like go out to the woods. The plot of the story would be like they go out to the woods, they bring a Ouija board or something, and they bring up something, and then like one person gets attached and they always go back and forth to those woods. And they like worship it. So maybe that big thing she's here is someone's out here worshiping it.
You know, it's interesting, like with that, with the Ouija boards and with... It's an ancient belief that demons do wander in the wilderness.
Yeah. At
that point it was the desert, but and in our world it would be considered the woods. It's a good possibility. Yeah, especially if somebody did something like that back here.
That's how it is in the movies. You gotta worship it so it doesn't kill you, or this, that, and the third. Like...
Yeah, oh, well, like, in that sense, I don't think they feel like compelled to worship it because it's going to kill them.
Yeah.
I think what happens is eventually, little by little, their willpower is broken down to the point where they can't resist it anymore.
Yep.
They can't resist the call to come out and, or to basically let this thing, demon if you will, possess them. Not possess in the sense of Linda Blair, but more so, it's just a battle of the will. Their will is so beat down that they just do what this thing wants them to do.
That's what they want to do. They want to get in your head.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. There we go.
And now it's gone. But that, I've heard they will take them down.
Okay, what's going on?
You're like a 1.1 and like a 1.4 over here. This is like the highest spike area.
Is it still on there?
I think I have to be closer, but like it's random spikes throughout the thing. I can't find right here. Oh Jesus, didn't do it.
I can literally see like right on your scalp.
Huh.
Yeah. But this is the highest spike area. Like one of the highest ones where I've got like a rating that's been constant of like 1.1, 1.6.
Now, when we're talking about like a 1.6, 1.3, 1.4, that could sometimes be natural elements. Certain rocks hold charges that may be, and I'm not saying there's a lot of rocks around here or anything, but they can sometimes hold a charge. Also, waves that are around us. Like I said, we are near the military base. Cell phones. So if it goes up above a 3, that's significant. Like if you see something above a 3, that's definitely significant. You want to note these small changes like you have there, like the 1.5. But if it goes up above a 3, that's something we really got to stop and find an explanation for, because that shouldn't be. So I definitely have to say these woods, they're very peaceful, very beautiful, yet there is a certain eeriness about them. Could have to do with some of the, it is labeled to be a very haunted area.
Yeah, I wouldn't come out here on my own.
No, yeah, definitely not. Even during the day, this might be a place that I'd feel a little uneasy, I should say, walking around on my own. But at night, I'll bet this is a completely different world.
Yeah.
Wrong way.
Wrong way.
Go back that way.
All right. So we're gonna go up to the top of this hill here and scope out the area. Looks like a good lookout point, that's for sure. Wind's picking up a little bit. Got another post there. It's a little windy up here. It's neat because you really don't expect hills of this magnitude to be in this area. Would you have ever expected like hills like this around here? No. Used to being all flat.
Oh yeah, we went all the way down there.
Yeah, this is where we go sledding.
You see my water back here? Thank you.
So Will, I heard you mention something draining your energy.
Yeah, I'm getting like real sleepy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I could just pitch a tent and go to sleep right now, no problem.
And that's unusual for this time of day, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta, that's something to note because so you get that too out here, like just kind of it overcomes.
I'm really sleepy right now.
Oh.
I don't know, it's just got a calming effect. Or maybe it's because like all day long it's barking dogs and screaming
pitch a
cats.
tent right here.
I could literally just lay right here. And
I
just
bet you would see stuff up in the sky here. So
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
that way,
Makes you wonder what's going on at Fort Story.
right? Nobody, like, I mean, maybe some of the captains live there, but there's not a whole lot of people that live there either. And we can, I mean, I'm always going to take you on there.
Along the coast, they have those bunkers I was telling you about
Yeah.
that no one's allowed to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange because you don't hear a lot about Fort Story. Of all the military bases in the area, that's one of the ones nobody ever talks about.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to think of when you said what military base. I was coming up with all these different military bases. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's the one with the lighthouse is Fort Story, is it not?
Yeah, I was going to take you guys up the lighthouse. We can get on base here. You have to go like during the day though. They're closed now.
Yeah, I would love to check out that lighthouse one of these times.
I was going to take you up there because then you can see this entire area from the top of the lighthouse. And George Washington helped build it.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So walking back down into the woods here, it does get a little darker.
Oh, yeah,
Perhaps the cloud coverage has come in. The area where we're at was a good area to see any kind of creatures in the sky. But Will, you mentioned something when you came down the hill here, huh?
Oh yeah, it definitely feels creepy now.
Yeah, do you think it's because it got darker going in the woods, or do you think it's something else?
Well, I'm gonna say I think it's because it's darker. But there are certain parts of this woods I wouldn't want to be in at night.
There are certain parts, like I said, it's nice all the way through. I mean, a lot of woods, of course not out in the mountains, you don't experience it as much, but a lot of times you walk through the woods and you see trash, you know, people throw stuff in there and everything else.
And it's always the smaller patches of woods that's haunted, like Ragged Isle, for instance.
Yeah.
And then places like this, they're not really big, but then you go somewhere like Jefferson Forest and you don't have nothing.
That's right, that's right.
It feels peaceful out here though, like too peaceful.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like a very peaceful area, like almost untouched by people, because you don't see the trash that you sometimes see in woods that are surrounded by a city or in the midst of a city. But at the same time, there's just some kind of a feeling that gets you that's like, I don't want to tarry too long.
Yeah.
This is cool. I like this.
Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do here, I think it's the last thing, is we're gonna go down to the beach. And she's gonna show us an area where there have been a lot of strange lights reportedly appearing in the sky. So I'm definitely eager to check this out, as you are Virginia Beach is a known hotspot for UFOs.
Yes. And it kind of makes sense because a lot of times UFOs are seen quite often over military bases. And there are about 3 or 4 military bases just in Virginia Beach and Norfolk alone. So kind of it kind of makes sense that you see them down here.
It's a toss-up. Is the military making flights with certain things that people don't know about?
Yeah,
or
experimental aircraft.
Or
yeah.
just regular aircraft that people don't know how to identify under certain circumstances?
Right.
Or are the aliens coming to observe what the military is doing?
Yes.
Either way, it's going to be cool.
Now here you can see the entrance to Fort Story. Fort Story is kind of a cool base. There is an old lighthouse on that base. And the lighthouse was actually, the building of it was assisted by George Washington himself. Pull in here, right along here.
So we're walking down the public beach access here. And this is really nice. Look at these trees with the ivy over them. And it's a nice wooded path here. And there's the fence to Fort Story right there. So it comes right along the border of the base here. So no joke, very close to the base.
Which is also very beautiful. Unless this is so beautiful. All the sand dunes and stuff like that. And I'm sorry if the wind gets really bad for you guys.
This looks like something out of a scary movie. I don't know why, like it kind of reminds me of The Ring. That's
That
nice.
picture, isn't that
Yeah,
nice?
that's quite a picture.
It is.
It's eerie right here walking out this path.
Especially at night.
Alright, haven't walked on the beach since Yorktown. Alright, let's go for a swim.
We're gonna walk across the boat. This place is kind of strong though. They might take you out there with it.
Yeah, it's with this wind.
Yeah, you go out there a little bit, you get sucked out. I wouldn't even go out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to get sucked out.
Ooh, yeah, it's coming up quick. So we're headed back. Windy day out there on the beach. So we looked around a little bit just to kind of see the area where there'd been some strange lights in the sky. And it's pretty neat, kind of an eerie. Overall, just the day was eerie.
Yes.
With the cloud coverage and the light mist that started to roll in and the wind through the trees. And
Yeah.
especially out on the beach with the big waves and everything. But I can't say that we found any, we didn't see any sighting of Bigfoot, of course. That would be rare. I mean, people look for Bigfoot for their whole lives and never see him.
Right.
I'm not saying that we never will see him. I'm just saying it's not uncommon to go looking for Bigfoot and not find him.
Yes.
Right?
We also didn't see anything that looked like evidence that he had been there. You know, we were looking for a scat. We were looking for, any kind of tree structures, anything of that nature. And we really didn't see anything like that either. However, I think that's the kind of thing you would have to come into the woods quite often, because I've heard people say that they will take down a tree structure shortly after they've built it. So even if it's there one day, you can come back a week later and the thing may not be there anymore.
Yeah. And there were some weird marks on the one tree. They were high up. At first I thought it was where someone like hit it with a hatchet. It didn't appear, as I looked closer, it didn't look like it had the lines in it that it would have if somebody took an axe to it. Beavers, the lady was right. Beavers probably would not climb up that high.
No.
So I don't know what was up there pulling that bark off the tree. That was something to think about. It didn't have the point of impact, at least not from where I was standing. It didn't have the point of impact that you would see where a woodpecker attacks a tree.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, for sure. I would also think that Bigfoot got a lot of his, the Indians probably learned from him. You know, so if you've ever seen a Western movie and the Indians are covering their tracks, they'll take like a piece of a leaf and kind of sweep it over their tracks. I'm sure that's what Bigfoot, he knows. He probably, if there's a couple of them, they probably have one that's just assigned to do that. Like, hey, when we come running into the woods, you come out, sweep across the tracks, and then just hang out over here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe it's something like that, right?
Yep, that very well could be. But definitely a fun time walking around. It's strange because when you get out here to Virginia Beach, you see all of this commercialization and all of these beach houses, and you know, you really would not think that there's this huge tract of woods out there, and it's one of those places it's kind of hard to find. We took note of the street that you have to go down to get to it, and where you can park and all of that, so that we can come back at a later date. And we definitely will return. The woman would like to come back with us, and we were thinking we might hang out there at night because it seems like it could be a very haunted spot potentially. And it would be cool to run some EVPs, but of course you've got Shore Drive right there. It's real close. So during the daytime you're hearing a lot of ambient noise, but at night you wouldn't hear quite so much.
That's absolutely right. What do you guys think in the back there?
Taking a nap. I'm just it was really interesting. I would have never thought that I would be going into a forest in Virginia Beach, let alone like a swampy area, and then seeing like the different, like that PVC pipe that we saw and the dark trees. That was pretty cool.
It was very strange. And Alex, you got to do a little bit of your own video today too, right?
Yep, and I especially liked the different types of trees. There was a variety of really pretty trees in the way they are shaped, but something just very eerie that kind of some places felt a little heavy was really bad. Well, overall it was a fun trip.
Yes, definitely was.
Yeah, Alex, we actually brought her for bait because Bigfoot, if he is only, she said it's like a 5-foot Bigfoot. We didn't figure he'd carry any of us, so we figured he'd be more likely to come and get her.
Snatch up the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Now, before we get negative comments, you better correct and
We're just kidding.
fix that.
No, we really did. We brought her for bait.